when we have these incidents, I've been trying to point the media to say, look at the effect on the employees. Look at the effect of on the passengers that are stuck on the train for that 3-hour period, while we're waiting to right the railroad. Think about these things. It affects our employees. It's unbelievably amazing how these incidents affect our employees. And so you're constantly getting ingrained in, whenever you see the Chatsworth stuff on TV, you hear another story on Chatsworth, there's that visual, so we're constantly struggling. How do we turn that dial? How do we make it so that we're not equated with that? Well, we had somebody point out something that those of us in the industry have known for a while, and I brought this because I wanted you to see it. Our logo, our old logo. Y'all have seen this, right? Well, they said, well, that looks like the hazard symbol, right? Like, that's your logo. It looks like hazard. Subliminally, you're kind of going, okay. But they also said, look at the arrows. What are they doing? They're flashing. Then they have this visual of these two trains heading into each other. So these are the subliminal messages that your image, your brand is reflecting, and then you have these continuous images of a horrific accident, a terrible tragedy like Chatsworth. And you're trying to bring empathy, and you're trying to be sincere and show the communities that you're trying to do the right thing. And you've built this amazing safety platform, and you're building all the redundancies, and you're doing all the right things, and you've got a lot to do still, a lot to do. But how do you change that perception? Somebody was asked about this visual, and they said they demonstrated their stunning lack of judgment already by crafting the Metrolink logo as a graphic depicting two speeding forces in a head-on collision. This is just somebody on the train that's being interviewed. And then he said, I'd like to hear an insider tell the logo selection story. Well, they had a contest. Let's have a contest. And then they picked it. I don't know, they liked the colors. And Bart was saying he was wearing purple because it's an old Metrolink color. I don't know. Anyway, so when you're talking about branding, you're thinking, gee, what do we do next? How do we approach this branding thing? And when you're looking at it from this kind of a mindset, and you've been in this industry and you're talking to people and our contractors. Sam, you're with Jackie Patterson, and you've been with us for a long, long, long time. And, Metrolink has traditionally kept our contractors out here. You guys are out here, we're here. Now we've embraced our contractors, and we call them our coworkers. And, we really are trying to bring them into the conversation, to bring you into the conversation, to be a part of this dialogue. That's a big shift. That can be part of our change in our branding. And you might hear John say, we want our employees to live the brand. Well, what does that mean? It might be nice to say, let's live the brand, but if you can't define what the brand is, it's going to get confusing for people. So we're starting, we got to start somewhere, right? We got to start somewhere. So we're looking at a whole different way of thinking, a whole kind of like John likes to say system view, right? Enterprise view, looking at everything, because branding isn't just about what's painted on the side of the train. It's about what grabs your heart, what makes you connect as a community to this train. You guys all in this room, I would bet, don't need to be convinced to get on a train, a bus, use transit. You guys are like the cream of the crop. We depend on you to help us. Keep the trains moving, to keep the ball rolling, to keep pushing the rock, because we can't do it ourselves. we need these grassroots, we need your help to keep the balls turning, to keep the funding going, to keep talking, to our electeds. And we need you. And we're happy that you guys are here and that you allow us to come to chit chat and talk and expose our weaknesses. But more than that, though, I mean, if we can't ask you guys what it means from here to ride a train, I would be doing a disservice about what our branding is going to be. What you guys think would be, how would you connect to a train? I mean, how would you, if you were going to bring, let's say, your grandson to the train, or your granddaughter, I mean, what would it be about Metrolink that you would tell that person to get on that train? It's more than just what's painted on the side, right? What is it? I mean, when I worked at Amtrak, one of my most favorite taglines was, "There's something about a train that's magic." Remember that one? That was one of my most favorite ones, because to me that kind of touched here, right? That was one of my favorites. So, when you look at Metrolink, you hear Metro, Metro Blue Line, Metro Bus, Metro, local, and they all mean different things, buses, light rail, this and that. So, when we try to talk to our board members and our other stakeholders about, rebranding, it's not just about changing the name. It's not just about changing this little symbol, right? So, we want to be the best railroad in the world, right? We all want to do that, right now. Kind of our brand identity is a little bit mediocre. We have a name, we have a word, we have a cartoon type like picture, and what does that say to you? That's the Rotom cars? To me, I'll tell you what it says to me. I've been here a year. It says to me that car doesn't really exist yet. Can you see it? Have you seen it? Hold it up. Have you seen this at all on anything? This little drawing? We use this on a lot of our stuff, this is one of the Rotom cars with the collision absorption technology in the front, and it's got the wonderful, safety features, and these, by the way, these are going to come out for public launch in November, and we're going to make sure you guys all get special invitations to come see this car. And Saturday at the Port of Long Beach, there's going to be one exhibited at the Green Fest. Nobody can get on it yet, but you can look at it up close. Just sign up. Give you a little preview. But to me that says, gee, it's just a rendering. It's just a piece of art. It doesn't exist yet. Well, that's true, because they're being built. They're coming. They're coming soon, right? So, what is it? What does Metrolink mean to you? I mean, what would you say to a young person, or how would you introduce the train? I mean, what is it that sets it apart? So we're really looking at all those things to not just be mediocre. We don't want to be a cartoon. You look at this word. We've seen this word all over the place. Metro, Link, and where is it? St. Louis? There's one in St. Louis, right? There's one in England, in Manchester. If you Google Metrolink at all, you can find stories going on all over the place. Get mixed up with that too. So how do we differentiate who we are? So thinking about branding in a bigger picture, So let me ask you guys. If you had limited funding source, and you were looking at, say, this new, if we pretty much said, okay, we're not going to do the crashing arrows anymore, guys. No more crashing arrows. Let's put that one away. What would you do with this? And would you just keep pumping more money into the name and say, someday, they'll just get it and we'll teach them that it's us, it's really us, it's not Metro. We're the heavy rail. Come on now. That's the light rail. What's the difference? We'll spend 20 minutes explaining